Heathrow Airport, federal government accused of complicity in Obi's detention. Yeah. So the way that matter went with Peter Obi at Heathrow Airport terminal, where Peter Obi was interrogated for his identity being mined and used by someone else. Okay. Now we understand all the political games going on in Nigeria and all the plots APC is making against Peter Obi to make him chicken out, to blackmail him and to frustrate his effort. Okay, but luckily after interrogating him, Peter Obi at the airport, he was released because he had lived in airport over for a very long time, and I think he's even a citizen of UK. They'll have to let him go. And at the end of the day, everybody is suspecting that APC government has hand in that matter. They can't tell us that the person that went to clone Peter Obi's identity was not given Nigerian passport, or how did he see Peter Obi's international passport and identity to use at the airport there. The Nigerian immigration cannot tell us that they don't know. And with all of these suspicions put together, people are saying that federal government must have had hand in it, because the federal government is the government of APC that is dreaded by Obi's presence in the political space and want to silence him at all cost. That is it. So let's see what they are saying here. At Abuja, the federal government has been accused of complicity in the detention of Labour Party's presidential candidate Peter Obi on April 7 at Heathrow Airport in the United Kingdom. The government, it was alleged, dispatched the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, to Europe to malign the former Anambra State governor over alleged treason. The Labour Party last week alleged that Obi was singled out from a queue and detained for hours by UK immigration officers over alleged impersonation. Sonny Anyango, a lawyer, told Daily Independent that the detention was politically motivated, noting that Peter Obi has been living in the UK and he is a British citizen. Can you imagine? Of course, the UK has his data, even to his fingerprint and blood group. So there is no way that they can accuse somebody like that who is not just their citizen, but a high-profile personality, a former governor in Nigeria, and a front-runner of presidential candidate of impersonation. He also alleged that while the British government may not be totally involved in the crisis, a section of the UK government where we federal government could spend millions of pounds on his involvement. Anyango, while calling on 10 Downing Street, to set up an inquiry to fish out those behind the saga, urged the Labour Party presidential candidate to immediately sue the UK government for damages. He alleged that the APC was rattled by the petition filed by Obi, adding that the document is loaded and they don't see a way out of it. They are looking for every way to bring the man down. Obi, according to the Labour Party's media team, was on his way to spend the Easter holiday with his family in London. Head of media Diron Onifade, in a statement, said that the former Anambra State governor was harassed by London immigration officials and placed on detention. The statement disclosed that the Labour Party presidential candidate in the February 25 presidential poll arrived at the Heathrow Airport in London from Nigeria on Good Friday, April 7, 2023, and joined the queue for the necessary airport protocols when he was accosted by immigration officials who handed him a detention note and told him to step aside. He was questioned for a long time, and it was very strange for a man who lived for over a decade in that country. Public affairs analyst and life coach Osheloka Zikora regretted that the immigration in the UK has up till now not released a statement as to why they did so or what happened, or tender an apology, because that is what should happen. If a British high-ranking person was so embarrassed in Nigeria, I would have expected that the British government would have written to Nigeria to explain the circumstances concerning such an embarrassment, which unfortunately is not the case with Peter Obi. So it is really very amazing, and it beclouds reason why Britain has kept quiet over this matter. Zikora insisted that the UK authorities owe Nigeria and the world an explanation of what happened at Heathrow Airport, as he stressed that the British government must disclose reasons behind singling Obi out in the queue. He further condemned the federal government's silence on the issue, describing it as ominous. The fact that just before this incident, the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, was in the US and accused Peter Obi of engaging in treasonable actions was very unfortunate. He criticized Mohammed's action as he reminded him that he was a serving government official and not the spokesman of the governing All Progressive Congress APC. He is a minister serving the people of Nigeria and a minister under the Constitution of Nigeria. So he has no business commenting on issues concerning the election. He could have stopped at saying, well, we have conducted the election and people have the right to be aggrieved. And if they are aggrieved, he is asking them to do the right thing by going through the legal system to pursue their grievances and resolve the issue. He is not a spokesman of the APC. He got to the US and started getting involved in matters that he has no business getting involved in. He stressed that it was left for INEC to defend their actions and not the minister, Lai Mohammed, to do so. It is also not funny that a young man that worked at the presidency can tweet that the chairperson of the Diaspora Commission intervened that Peter Obi should be released. And that is not true. The woman was not even in the US in the first place. Meanwhile, the camp of Atiku, the People Democratic Party presidential candidate, has called on Obi to drag the federal government to court over his detention in the UK. Spokesman to the camp, Daniel Buala, at the weekend urged Obi to compel the federal government to smoke out those using him for a smear campaign. In a tweet, Buala wondered why Obi would be arrested when the Nigerian immigration had his biodata. Buala said one fact is clear. The impersonator was issued the passport by the Nigerian immigration. They have his biodata and details about him. Peter Obi should sue the Nigerian government in court and compel them to smoke the man out and whoever may be using him for the smear campaign. We are now waiting for US government to apologize to Tinubu for illegally collecting the forfeited dollars as Asiwaju fans. Oya, start throwing the insult, the tweet says. In a twist to the crisis, the government of the United Kingdom had declined providing sufficient details about Obi's ordeals as requested. In a response through the Home Office in Nigeria, the UK government said they do not comment on individuals' cases. Can you imagine? Because they know what they have done. They know exactly what they have done. In as much as we are saying that Nigerian government must be, is being accused of a complicity in this matter, UK government should also be accused of complicity because they can't tell us that they don't know who did this. They can't tell us that they don't have the biodata, the identity, the passport number, and everything of the person that did all of this. So they gave the person visa. They did everything. So they should know about it. Okay? So, but unfortunately, we all know that what is happening is that the APC-led government is having Peter Obi as a nightmare and they want to silence him at all costs. And that is why they're embarking on this campaign of blackmail against Peter Obi. Now that Tinubu is having a very serious case, a drug case in the US that is part of the Labour Party's election tribunal case, now they want to create one for Peter Obi so it will be 1-1. But all the thing they are doing is not working. Now they went as far as using Adobe Photoshop to Photoshop Abike Dabiri as being the person that went to intervene for Peter Obi to be released in detention. and the picture was broken. It was observed that the picture they broke was the picture of Peter Obi sitting with Obasanjo. That is what they use Adobe to edit and then put Bike Dabiri there as intervening for Peter Obi. And all of that details were all cut. And now they are declining talking about it. Quite unfortunate. APC is is epitome of evil in all ramifications. That is exactly what it is. So thank you for listening, and let's have your comment.